At the turn of the 19th century, not too far from the village of Dollar in Clackmannanshire, in the shadow of the Ochil Hills, there lived a family called Bacul. Where they'd come from, no one knew. Johnny Bacul was a shoemaker, although he had a plethora of other jobs, but no other trade. He knew the River Devon well, and knew the exact spots where salmon swam. If a hare or pheasant was required, Johnny was the man to get it for you. He also knew a good whisky by its smell. At the time, there were many whisky distilleries in the area, as well as many illicit stills, with those running them selling their wares cheaply. It was well known the excisemen would walk up the glens in search for these hidden stills, and many of the younger men enjoyed the hunt as they evaded them. The smugglers were well organised, and often disappeared in plain sight of their would-be captors. One very successful way of moving the illicit spirit around was by hearse, packing it full of kegs, and followed by a group of deeply mourning smugglers, it would make its way to Stirling in broad daylight, right under the gaugers' noses. After dropping off their goods at a well-known place, they would return home from the so-called funeral, drunk and happy. Johnny Bacul was one of the most daring of the gang of smugglers, and the excisemen kept a close eye on him, hoping to catch him in the act. One morning, at the crack of dawn, they did indeed find Johnny and the other smugglers while the distillation process was in full swing. A fight broke out, and some of the smugglers were captured, but not Johnny. He managed to evade them, running home to tell his young wife Janet what had happened. He knew he couldn't stay in the area, so hurriedly packed a few things, and it was his intention to get to Stirling, then take a steam packet to some foreign land. He set off, making it as far as Glenochil, where he stayed hidden until darkness fell. He made his way down towards Menstrie, and when he ventured onto the main road, his eyes fell on an old abandoned hut, which he quietly entered. He surveyed the little building, and while doing so, the idea then struck him that if he could stay there and changed his appearance a little, he wouldn't have to leave his beloved country after all. And here he did stay, putting the hut in good order and doing odd jobs. He also started to breed pigs, which it turned out he was good at, and began making some honest money. The excisemen were none the wiser as to his whereabouts. Never during this time, however, did he try and contact his wife Janet in case he was captured, and this had a profound effect on him. As time passed, he became known by the locals as the Hermit of Glenochil. After a time of deep hardship following her husband's departure, Janet finally decided to go in search of Johnny. She knew he'd set off in the direction of Stirling, so she went to the harbour, where a couple of boats were tied up at the quay, and asked if any of the seafarers had seen him. She also visited the ticket office and asked there, but her inquiries were to no avail. She soon discovered a boat was heading to Clackmannanpow that night, with a cargo of sterling rock, so bought a ticket from the shipping office. As the schooner set off, the wind was favourable, but not long afterwards it changed, and it began to blow a strong northeasterly. The captain told everyone to prepare for a rough night. While trying to navigate Cambus Kenneth Point, the ship was hit by a huge wave on its weather beam, carrying away the main mast and disabling the rudder. After a time, a temporary rudder was fashioned, and they were able to keep the ship's head to the wind. However, the storm increased in its violence, and the ship became unmanageable. Soon the damage was done as she hit rocks off Cambus and was wrecked. Only a Dutch sailor, the ship's dog, and Janet survived. The lighthouse keepers at Cambus Head rushed to the beach and helped the survivors as much as they could. After the storm abated, they were taken ashore, then transported to Cambus. For several years, Janet stayed in Cambus, finding work and making herself useful. But her thoughts began to turn back for her lost husband, and she longed for her old home near Dollar. At last, she left with the intention of going to the home she'd once shared with Johnny. She set off early one morning, and by the time evening was drawing in, she decided to rest, as she was weary from the walk and had a heavy heart. She found a large stone and sat on it, the stone being close to the entrance of Glenochil. As she sat there, she let her feelings out, and on hearing her, an old man who she'd not seen slowly made his way towards her. He asked if he could help her as she sat forlornly, her emotions getting the better of her. She thanked him, and as her eyes fell on him, she recognised her long-lost husband, Johnny Bacul. They embraced each other, happy to be together again after such a long time apart. If you enjoyed this episode of Scotland's History, please like, comment and subscribe. Until next time, thank you for watching.